6, we're back again. Kristi and Katie, your crime time friends. Stories, justice, laughs collide. True Crime Squad, come join the ride. Grab the clues, let's take a stand. For victims' voices, hand in hand. True Crime Squad, it's time to shine. Season 6, your turn, your time. True Crime Squad, where justice meets hilarity.
Hey everybody, and welcome to the True Crime Squad. This is Katie Weaver. I'm here with my sister, co-host, and partner in crime, Kristi Brower. Hello.
Hello. Hey everybody.
How's it
Sanders is here. She got up from her nap in time for the show today.
going?
So it's going
Good to see you,
well.
Sanders.
Right? Yeah. Yesterday she was asleep in the cat tree, and I went to get her for the show. And I'm like, Sanders, it's time for the show. Come on. And she just kept going, wow, wow. She wouldn't get up. She was
can't.
like, no, I'm staying in my napping spot today.
Oh. Well, I'm glad she came today.
Me too.
How's it going? What you been doing all day?
She's driving me nuts. It's going well. It's going very well. I've just been, I don't know, working on social media stuff and things like that. I haven't done a whole lot today. Well, I mean, that's not entirely true because we had the baby all morning.
Oh, wow.
So I was holding the cute baby and,
Yeah, I'm having fun.
She's finally developing her thunder thighs. You know how she's 6 months now, and you know how babies get those big chunky thighs? Well, she's finally getting them because she's getting ready to crawl.
Mm-hmm.
And she was laying on her back and really frustrated because she was trying to turn over, but she couldn't get her one arm out of the way to get turned over. And so she was scooting around in a circle and
on her back.
Yes. It was very cute.
That's awesome.
We just kept giving her toys and stuff to reach for, trying, helping her to try it a little bit more. But it was really fun.
Oh, yeah.
It's always really fun to have her here.
Oh, for sure. When I did daycare and then, of course, had my own kids and just early childhood work, it was always kind of a thing, that right before babies crawl, right before babies or toddlers walk, just as they're learning how to talk, they get so pissed off because they just, they're so close to that next step in development. Bad. Yeah, they want to do it so bad. Yeah. A baby that's not quite walking yet, oh my God. They're always angry.
Yeah, because they know they're feeling it. They're trying so hard to get that body to do what they want it to do.
Yeah, absolutely.
She's doing great, man. She's just growing, and she's so smart.
Oh,
her favorite game now is to throw all her toys off from her walker, so her dad has to pick them back up again.
Good, excellent, yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
He was getting annoyed about it, and I'm like, listen, dude, you've got years of this. So this is like her favorite game, and it will be for a long time. So
so just calm it.
Have to get over it and just pick her stuff up and give it back to her.
Love it. Well, we ran up to Teton Valley today to pick up Scott's birthday present because I bought him this.
Of course you did.
From Tractor Supply. This is how big it is. It's nearly 6 feet tall.
It is humongous.
It was assembled. And he's like, do you think we dare just tie that down in the back of the truck? And I'm like, if the head flew off, we'd sure be sad. So we took it apart a little bit. But anyway, how hilarious is this?
It is gigantic. It is very funny.
I love it.
Does the eye light up or anything?
Nope. But he fits into our yard, very well.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, he definitely does. Yeah. Oh my gosh, that's really funny.
I also they had a smaller scaly raccoon that was so cute. I should have taken a picture. He was darling. But anyway, pretty fun. So happy birthday, Scott. His birthday is on Sunday, but we're going to be out of town. Well, we'll come home on Sunday. Well, we will because we have a girls' trip this weekend because we're going to a comedy show.
Yes, we are.
We're so excited. Tell them who we're seeing.
We're going to see Sarah Millican. I don't know if any of you know who she is, but she's a very famous British comedian. And this is her very first U.S. tour.
Yeah.
And we have all loved her for years, been watching her comedy for a long time. And the chance to see her in Salt Lake came up. I cannot even friggin' believe it. Because this is her first time even touring in the U.S. Oh, Victoria, you love her? Oh, yeah. Yeah.
So funny.
Look her up. Sarah Millican. It's Millican. Millican. Look her up on YouTube or any of her socials. She's friggin' hilarious, you guys.
She is so funny.
Last.
Yes, we're so excited. We're late to the party, so when we bought our tickets, rather than them being like next to each other, they're behind each other. So we'll like be in a row, but we're behind each other. Scott thought that might be better. Maybe Betty that would keep us in line.
Yes, right? She does have full shows on YouTube. She does, yeah. She is so funny.
So funny. Yeah. Yeah, this kind of wraps up the tour of girls' trips we've had this year. We've been on fire. Just this year.
We'll see what we're going to do next year. I don't even know.
Well, I mean, we'll all be in Boise in December for Mars's college graduation.
Yes, we will.
And who knows what else is coming. Yeah. Oh, Victoria wanted to go to Atlanta, but it was sold out. Yeah, she has sold out. Her shows are selling out super fast. Oh, she's great.
We were super lucky. We got just the last tail end dregs of tickets to be able to go.
One of my favorite stories about her is that she wore a certain dress to an awards show in England and got thrashed by some of the fashionistas that think they're all that, and they said some super mean things about her. And she's not super fancy. She also, her weight has fluctuated quite a bit over the years. She's not a Kim Kardashian. That's just not who she is. It's not her style at all. Yeah. And most of her dresses are the same kind of cut, same kind of style. Anyway,
yeah, she loves this one particular company that makes them.
Yes. And people were like, so some very cruel things were said about her, and it was just shitty. And in an interview, she was asked about it, and she said, she likes this dress, and she likes it so much, she'll probably wear it next year, too. And she did. And I thought that was amazing. Rock on, Sarah. Yeah. She just does her. So we love it. But we have got a lot of crime tonight, so I think we're going to kick it off. There was a conviction verdict, yes, in that New York prison guard case. So tell us about it.
Yeah. So this is Robert Brooks. And Robert Brooks, if you remember, was beat to death in a New York prison. And when the guards that were involved in his death were indicted, that kicked off those prison riots in New York that happened earlier this year. And some of the guards that were indicted in his death have just been on trial. So let's talk about them. That's Gallagher, Kiefer, and Kingsley. So the jury delivered their verdicts on this. His death happened last year, December 9th. Our mom's birthday, actually.
Yeah.
2 of these men were found guilty, or found not guilty, were acquitted, and 1 was found guilty. So 5 of the guards have pleaded guilty to manslaughter in his death. And David Kingsley, Matthew Gallagher, and Nicholas Kiefer were charged with murder and first-degree murder. Kingsley was found guilty of murder and manslaughter, and Gallagher and Kiefer were acquitted.
Yeah, fully
acquitted. So if you remember, Robert Brooks was beaten 3 separate times as soon as he arrived at this prison. It was his first day at this prison. The last one being the fatal beating. It was in the infirmary. Yeah. You probably remember it because we aired some of the body cam. There was silent body cam footage of the last beating. He was handcuffed, and they were punching and stomping him and lifting him up by the neck.
Yeah.
It's an absolutely horrific video. It was a horrific murder. His nose was broken. He had a black eye, and he had injuries to his spleen, liver, and groin.
Yeah.
And blood leaked into his lungs and stomach. And that's why he died. He was serving a 12-year sentence for first-degree assault. He'd been in since 2017 and had just been transferred to this particular prison on the day that they killed him.
Yeah.
So one of the things that the defense attorneys in this case said, because these three men were tried together, is that they should not all be judged for the violent acts of other guards that night, which I strongly disagree with because they were all there and participating.
Right.
But said that did not make them guilty of these crimes that they were charged with. They did. Kiefer pepper sprayed Brooks. Gallagher attached shackles to his ankles, and Kingsley lifted him by the neck. How you can't consider all of that participating in this murder, I really don't know. But that is what happened.
Yep.
So 6 of the 10 guards that were indicted were charged with murder, in addition to 5 guards who pleaded guilty to first or second degree manslaughter. Another guard pleaded guilty to misdemeanor of attempting to tamper with physical evidence. There is one more corrections officer going on trial for second degree manslaughter in January. And there are 3 more that have agreed to plead guilty to reduced charges and are cooperating with prosecutors right now. 2 of those guards actually testified in this trial.
Wow.
So this was a hideous case.
Oh, it's horrific. It is very hard to understand how those 2 got acquitted.
The brutality against this man, 9-on-1, and he was handcuffed.
Knowing that he couldn't be the only one.
No.
He just happened to die.
How could he be?
Yeah. Right. So sad for his family.
So I'm not so sure how I feel about the acquittals, honestly, considering what those men did participate in. And I mean, there's video of what they participated in. Yeah. That somehow shackling him and lifting him up by his throat while other men beat him to death was not enough. I don't know. I'm not sure. But that is what happened. So Kiefer will be sentenced here later date.
Yeah.
And there will, hopefully they will never work in this field again. I sure hope so.
It should be done with law enforcement completely. Yeah.
But what we know from other cases we are currently covering, like Sean Grayson, that information doesn't always get passed along. Sure hope it does in this one, because these individuals should never be responsible for the safety of people who are 100% at their mercy.
Yep, absolutely not. This was in Amanda's backyard. She said this was in her community. Yep. Right. I can only imagine.
These indictments were a big part of what kicked off those prison guard strikes and some really bad stuff that went down in New York State. That somehow, yes, my cat does really love me. She does. She also really loves attention. Right. If they were acquitted, they have no record. Right.
Pestering. Yes.
However, there is still video of their involvement, which hopefully would be enough to keep them out of the prison guard game from now on. But I don't know.
Well, we certainly hope so. And I hope that his family feels like they've at least gotten some justice. But
I hope so.
That is a tough one for sure. Well, let's move on and talk a little bit about Nick Rossi. So we had talked on Monday a little bit about his sentencing, and this was just for the first rape. He was sentenced for, you know how Utah does it, 5 years to life indeterminate? So
kiss her. I will. I kiss her 1,000 times a day, I promise.
So per normal, we don't know how long he's going to be in prison. We know that the other sentence will likely be exactly the same thing. His attorney was arguing for probation.
Oh, for probation. God's sakes. Are you kidding me?
Like, seriously, Miss Ma'am? He's not some kind of high school athlete. Why would he get that?
Good one. I like that. Yes.
That's not good. That's awful. But yes, we're seeing too much of that. We're seeing more of that affluenza shit lately with sentencings for athletes. And we're going to do a story. We'll do a whole synopsis on it next week because there's a bunch of it that's just happened. But anyway, so that was a terrible joke. But we had talked about the fact that he made a statement in court. And we agreed, Kristi and I both did, that when we read it in that trashy, I don't know, weird old
Old
world English accent that he was trying.
Yeah.
So then I really had to look for it and see, is there a recording of it? Is that what he did? You guys tell me what this accent is.
Thank you, Your Honor. May it please the court. I will be incredibly terse. I am not guilty of this. These women are lying, and in due course, we will lodge an appeal. Thank you.
What?
I thought the Bronx sort of New Yorkie, maybe?
That's kind of what it sounded like, right?
What kind of bullshit, man?
Or was the English accent trying to slip in? Like, yeah, I know you need to hear it one more time. Let's do it again.
Off on that one.
Thank you, Your Honor. May it please the court. I will be incredibly terse. I am not guilty of this. These women are lying, and in due course, we will lodge an appeal. Thank you.
Also, Nick, do you know what incredibly terse means? Because that wasn't it. But that's
No.
okay. Because
Long
a part
Island,
of
Jersey, yeah, everybody's kind of hearing New Yorkie.
Yeah. Yeah. Right, horse? Yeah. Yeah. Isn't that weird?
He always sounds hoarse, though. He's always sort of faking this that he can barely breathe shit.
Yes, barely breathe.
That I
barely
don't
talk
buy
stuff.
at all.
Yeah. Yeah. GSI says it's a combo, like a Staten Island Brooklyn mix with the whole different thing no one knows, right?
Right? Because he's just making this shit up anyway. Right, terse means angry. I think that he meant like brief and to the point, but that's not what terse means. So it was all weird and dumb.
Well, there you go. We were all wondering what kind of accent that would come in, and well, we're still wondering.
Mm-hmm. Marta says he's an idiot in all accents. Yes, he is.
There you go.
He is definitely an idiot in all accents.
Maybe concise. Yeah, maybe. Yeah.
That's what I was thinking, is he meant concise. Because I think he meant I'm going to be brief with this.
Maybe it is.
But that did not work.
My understanding is he is still married to the girl in the UK. I read an article about her recently that was, I think it was from the Daily Mail, and they had spoken to her family and some people, other people that know her. She refused to speak to them, but just wondering, like, where is she now? What is she doing? Basically, her family was like, yeah, this has completely ruined her life. She's a totally different person. We cannot get through to her that he is not who you think he is, and that she's, according to that article, at least just kind of living in La La Land.
That is wild.
Yeah, weird. Sad. Because she also was a victim of his bullshit. But, man, she fell hard and deep.
She did, yeah.
Yeah. Kristi, talk to us about Prince Andrew, or the artist formerly known as Prince Andrew.
Yes. The artist formerly known as Prince Andrew. Exactly. Guess who gave up his royal title, guys? But you're going to hear why, and it's for a really good reason that doesn't have anything to do with he was a sex trafficker who was involved with Jeffrey Epstein and horribly abused Virginia Giuffre. So it's possible that he could be called to appear in front of Congress. Now, I don't know if he would show up. He is a British citizen and he doesn't have to come. But there is a representative in Congress, Rep. Stephen Lynch, who says that the House Oversight Committee was interested in hearing from Prince Andrew. Virginia Giuffre's memoir actually was just released as well.
Yes.
Where she calls him out personally, that he should make things right and tell the truth about what happened and about the involvement of everyone who was involved, that he should get some balls and do it. So she is after him even from the grave, which good for you, Virginia. Yeah. But we've been hearing that it's possible that King Charles of the UK was thinking about jerking his title. He would no longer be a prince and would not be allowed to use his titles or
Mm-hmm.
honors. We know that his mother already kind of kicked him out.
Yeah.
And so he didn't, I think that he didn't want his brother, no, his nephew, his nephew, to be able to do that to him. And so he has made an announcement that he is discontinuing the use of his royal titles and honors. And listen,
Oh.
guys, this is for very, very selfless reasons. With His Majesty's agreement, we feel I must go a step further from stepping back from his, royal duties, whatever those were,
Right.
5 years ago, which his mother made him do. Or his mother? No, sister. Fuck. Somebody correct me, because I
I would
have trouble with the
100%
royal
have no
family.
idea. Yeah, I don't know.
Here's what he said. In discussion with the king and my immediate and wider family, we have concluded that the continued accusations about me distract from the work of His Majesty and the royal family. Yeah, because they are just figureheads, friends. They don't do a lot of work. I have decided, as I always have, to put my duty to my family and country first. I stand by my decision 5 years ago to stand back from public life. With
Such a
His
statesman.
Majesty's right. With His Majesty's agreement, we feel I must now go a step further. I will therefore no longer use my title or the honors which have been conferred upon me. As I have said previously, I vigorously deny the accusations against me.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Whatever.
Sure, Jan. Mm-hmm.
So,
Everyone's believing that.
Fergie also will no longer be using her Duchess of York title. She's actually been going by Sarah Ferguson for a while.
Mm-hmm.
And we'll just use that name. They're divorced.
Yeah.
But I mean, Prince Andrew has been known as His Royal Highness since birth.
Yep.
Oh no, he is Queen Elizabeth's son.
Yes.
Okay. Yes, he's Queen Elizabeth's son.
And the brother to the king. Yeah.
Yes, and the brother to the king. In 1986, Queen Elizabeth gave him the titles of Duke of York, Earl of Inverness, and Baron Killyleagh. And, well, he doesn't get to use any of them anymore. He's just plain old Andrew, the sex offender. That's his new title, sex offender. That's his new title.
Andrew,
thank
the
you for
pedophile,
I
really
have
all
trouble.
he needs. Yes.
I literally could not give a flying fuck about the royal family, and so I have trouble keeping track of who is who. But I think I do think that this is, well, it's good.
Yeah,
it's good.
Yep. Consequences.
I wish there were more consequences, more real consequences, like prison and stuff like that, for the hideous things that he has done.
Mm-hmm.
But it is pretty humiliating to be stripped of your titles when you are, in fact, royalty, brother of king, and all that jazz. Yeah, you can't fire me. I quit, says Andy. That's what Linda said. Exactly.
Oh, boy.
Right, and the queen did tell him not to use his royal highness, because he ain't that.
Yeah.
Guess who didn't get to be the king? This guy. That's who did not get to be the king.
Yeah.
So now he's just that gross old weird guy Andrew.
Mm-hmm.
That's
or that dangerous pedophile Andrew. Yeah.
Yes, that guy. So it's something. It's not enough, Andrew. You could do the right thing and spill your guts and tell us everything you know.
Mm-hmm.
Instead, you're going to hide behind a bunch of bullshit and say that you're doing this to fall on your sword for your family, which we all know is bullshit.
You wouldn't have to, Andrew. You wouldn't have to. Had you not done the things you've done. Had you not been involved with the people you've been involved with.
Such a disgusting human being.
This isn't that hard. Yeah.
No.
Well.
Right. He's living for free in a 30-bedroom house. Right.
Yeah.
Like, he's still like.
Yeah. Life's still
there's
not
some
that hard for Andrew.
Some shame in this, but it didn't come with like a prison cell. So that's too bad.
Gross. Well, speaking of gross, let's talk about Michael Proctor.
Oh, yeah.
So Michael Proctor has dropped his appeal. So the state police union was supporting him and helping him to appeal his firing. And they had a lot to say about it once upon a time. This is what they said over the summer. The decision to terminate was guided by expedience, the relentless drumbeat of conspiracy theorists, and the intense glare of the media spotlight. Sadly, in the end, it was easier for the department to terminate Michael Proctor than it was for them to stand tall and face the critics. This is what was said in March when his final termination was
Who
announced.
was this? His attorney who said this?
No, well, this was the state police union and their attorney. Yes, the attorney that was representing him was through the state police union.
Gotcha.
Well, unfortunately for Michael, and fortunately for everyone else, because this dude should never be a police officer again in a million years, they have now said, well, turns out his phone was full of shit, and we got to get out. So they withdrew their support.
I tell you.
I know. They said, actually, you suck and we're leaving. And severed all support for his appeal, which basically ended his appeal because they were his attorneys, and so his appeal has just been withdrawn. Why? Because of the discovery of new evidence on his personal cell phone. As it turns out, they found all kinds of shit on that phone. Yes, Jess said word is his newest phone extraction had some really messed up things about other defendants and fellow officers. Indeed.
How many more cases are going to get messed with because of this?
Well, I'm going to tell you today because I'm going to be in Massachusetts for most of the day with my story. So we'll get there.
Oh, I was like, you are? What?
Oh. Yeah, we'll talk about it. But yes, he is now up shit creek. This is what Alan Jackson said. He was an attorney for Karen Reed. Michael Proctor's sudden withdrawal of his appeal wasn't an act of humility. It was of self-preservation. Sure. He learned investigators have recovered text messages from his private phone dating back years, and he wanted no part of what those text messages would reveal. He didn't accept accountability. It hunted him down.
Nice, Alan Jackson. That was pretty good.
Indeed, that's what happened. So, yeah, he's just not going to be able to be a state police officer again, at least in Massachusetts, hopefully absolutely nowhere.
But is he going to become a defendant in Massachusetts? That's what I would like to know.
Good question. State police said something along the lines of that they are very ready to close the door on a deeply embarrassing situation.
Are they? Yeah, I think that's bullshit. Because y'all kept him on for all these years. So I think there's some accountability to be had on the part of the state police.
Yeah. Indeed. Yep. Right. I mean, that behavior was tolerated.
Oh, yeah. I mean,
and so it wasn't just him. Yeah.
Right.
Right? Who could hire him with this kind of liability? Agreed. He's caused a lot of damage. Right. Jess said so many cases because it goes back for as far as 2013. That's 10 years of data that can result in appeals and retrials. Oh, yeah. It's a mess.
Oh, my God.
Yep.
That is a disaster.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. And one of those, of course, is Brian Walsh.
Right.
And that's coming up, but we're going to talk about that a little bit more. But before that, I'm going to kick it back over to you to talk to us about, tell us what's going on with Sean Grayson.
Okay. If I have to. No, I will. Sean Grayson, of course, Katie did a big update. Oh, sorry about that. What am I doing?
There you go.
Katie did a big update on him this week. He is the man who is now on trial for the murder of Sonia Massey.
Yeah.
And that trial really kicked off today. So I want to tell you a little bit about what was said today, because it was good. Opening statements were actually really, really fast in this case. I'm not surprised because, pretty much all they have to do is show the video for the jury. There's not a lot more they have to see. So they did show the body cam of Grayson murdering her. Her poor family got up and walked out during the showing of the video.
Yeah.
They just couldn't be there while that happened, which I completely understand.
Yeah.
So the first trial witness was State Police Lieutenant Eric Weston, and he's who supervised the investigation of the shooting. He said he got to Sonia Massey's home at about 3 a.m. on the day of the shooting, so it was only about 2 hours after she was killed. And then he started investigating the shooting. He's from Illinois. And he then reviewed the body cam footage for the first time a couple of days after the shooting. He said, I watched the videos probably more than once. My initial thought was different than the assumption I made on the scene. I just didn't at that time make a determination that it was an appropriate use of force. Yeah, couldn't see it that way. Couldn't see it as an appropriate use of force. How could anyone?
Yeah.
Then Dawson Farley, who was Grayson's partner, he's the guy whose body cam recorded the murder and who was there with Grayson at the time. He was next on the stand.
Is Dawson still a cop? Do we know?
They did not introduce him as a cop. They introduced him as Dawson Farley. So I kind of think no.
I just wondered. That was so traumatizing to him, which was very clear through the vest cam footage. It just made me wonder if he was going to stay in the field or not.
Well, you see, he lied in his initial report.
Yeah.
In his initial report, he had written, I unholstered my firearm and I was in fear of the steaming hot water. Remember, this was all about the boiling water?
Yes.
The pot on the stove that Sean Grayson made Sonia Massey turn off. She turned it off. She picked it up to put it in the sink, said something kind of crazy, but didn't try to do anything with it.
No.
And so his justification has always been that he thought she was going to throw the boiling water at him. He was on the other side of a half wall and wasn't going to, even if she had, he could have gotten away from it, but she didn't.
Right.
However, on the stand, he said she never did or said anything that made me think she was a threat.
No shit, man.
Also said when the prosecutor asked, if he was afraid, he said, if there was anything that indicated he needed to pull out his firearm, and he said no. Of course, the defense hammered on him that, he lied. So how do we know what's the truth? One of the things he said is he wanted to do right by Sonia Massey and her family and tell the truth.
I mean, good on him for doing that now. I wish he hadn't lied in his initial report, but
I do too. But he did not ever pull out his gun. There is no evidence that he did.
He was a very new cop, though, wasn't he?
He was, yes. He was the junior officer in the situation.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, honestly, Sean Grayson just put him in a horrible position.
He did.
Yeah.
One of the things that the family is concerned about is that there is only one black juror on this jury, and 3 alternates are also black. So there are 11 white people on this jury. And there are no black women on this jury. And the family is concerned about that. I mean, fingers crossed a million.
Yeah.
That they have to be worried. I mean, we've all seen the video. We know. This sweet lady, tiny little lady right here, did not do anything to warrant being murdered by the police.
Absolutely not. Nope. Whew, the poor jury. That's a way to throw them right in. Straight to the video.
Yeah. So that's what's happening now. But I mean, to start off with that video, that's
and then put the partner on the stand. Yeah.
Yeah, and then put the partner on the stand. I mean, I don't know what else the jury even needs to hear. They think that this is going to last for 2 weeks, the trial totally. We shall see.
Yeah.
But God, I hope these jurors,
Mm-hmm.
have their heads on right.
Yeah. They do.
I'm going to hold
Jurors are
out faith
smart.
that they do.
Yep. Jurors are smart. They'll get it.
That video is so damning and so jarring.
Absolutely terrible. Yep. Alrighty. Well, let's go back to Massachusetts and talk about Matthew Farwell. So Matthew Farwell is the former police officer who was charged with murdering Sandra Birchmore.
Right.
Now, we've talked about this case a fair amount, not as much as I think we should, to be honest, and we're going to keep talking about it. But
Yeah.
Sandra Birchmore was the child who was involved with the like the Junior Rangers program with the police department when she was a kid. And she was groomed and sexually assaulted by multiple police officers during her time in that program as a child and as a teenager. And even after she turned 18, even after she was well beyond that, Matthew Farwell continued a relationship with her. He was one of the officers that groomed her and sexually assaulted her and trafficked her as a child. The police department, this is the Staunton Police Department, I believe, didn't do enough. They did not go far enough in holding accountable, prosecuting the people who did these things. It's all really, really frustrating and concerning. But Sandra ended up at 23 years old. She ended up 3 months pregnant. And when that happened, when she announced she was pregnant, let me get back to my notes here. One of her friends decided it was time to come clean on this. So she became pregnant in December of 2020. She did believe it was Farwell's child. We know now that it actually wasn't, according to DNA. I don't think that's going to matter to this case. I think it might actually be an angle that the prosecution could ride on because Matthew Farwell thought he owned Sandra Birchmore.
He did.
The Explorers program. Thank you, Jess. Yeah. He thought he owned Sandra. He thought he could keep her on the side and run her life for as long as he wanted, apparently. Yeah. And I do wonder if, first of all, her friends and family are saying she thought it was Matthew's child. And again, now they're saying DNA shows it wasn't. I just don't think it matters because either Matthew killed her because he thought this was his child and this was going to upend his life, or he didn't want, accountability for trafficking her and raping her, or he knew it was somebody else's child and he was jealous. And that was why. I don't know. Those are just all thoughts that I have. But in January of 2020, one of Sandra's friends, called the Staunton Police Department to report this relationship. And 2 weeks later, Farwell allegedly strangles Birchmore in her apartment. There's some pretty interesting footage from her apartment building of him coming and going. He had allegedly made her death look like a suicide. And later he was arrested. So with all of that being said, they have finally set a date for his trial. It will start in early October of next year. So it's still another year away. He has added a death penalty certified attorney to his team. They haven't announced that they're going to seek the death penalty, but there's kind of a general assumption that they probably will. So that's what's going on with that case. Again, I don't ever want us to forget this case because this poor girl was failed by everybody.
Oh my God. And to go
She
through
couldn't
that program
even go on and
child?
have a normal life. Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Be groomed and trafficked and assaulted and murdered. My God.
Yep. Yep. Absolutely terrible and super, super sad.
Yeah.
Yep. So there you go. That's there should be more. There should be more accountability for what happened to Sandra
What about all
Birchmore.
these other officers that participated in her trafficking and sexually assaulted her?
Yeah. Yep.
Where are those charges?
Yep. Right. Okay, Red says she thinks he did think it was his, and his wife had had a baby the same week that he killed Sandra. Right. Yes. He was married with
Yeah.
children. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Disgusting human.
Disgusting person. Yep. So we'll keep an eye on that one, but at least now we know that there is a trial date in mind. So we'll see if they choose to seek the death penalty or not, and whatever nonsense comes from this one. Kristi, talk to us about. Let's see, what have you got? The thwarted shooter.
Oh my gosh, you guys. This is crazy. That's this guy right here. This is Billy Joe Cagle. And Billy Joe Cagle had a plan to shoot up the Atlanta airport. Did you know that the Atlanta airport is the busiest airport in the United States?
No.
I did not know that until now. This guy went live somewhere. I'm not sure where he was streaming to, but he was streaming on social media and saying in the stream that he was headed to the airport and that he was saying that he was going to shoot it up.
Oh my God.
So these fantastic human beings called the police and said, holy shit, this just happened on Monday. And said, holy shit, we've got a family member headed for the Atlanta airport, and he says he's going to shoot it up.
Dear God.
So he parked near the south gate, or the south, what's the word I'm trying to think of? Anyway, the south entrance. And he entered the airport, and he was kind of paying a lot of attention to TSA and looking at like the where people were getting in line to go through security. And that is when one of the police officers who had headed there saw him and got hold of him and took him into custody. He had a semi-automatic handgun on him. And in his vehicle that was parked right outside, out front, he had an AR-15 and 27 rounds of ammunition. So police handcuffed him, took him into custody, got him the hell out of there before he did anything, thank God. And he's been charged with terroristic threats, possession of a firearm during the commission of a felony, criminal attempt to commit aggravated assault, and possession of a firearm by a convicted felon.
Oh God.
So the investigation is ongoing, but because people saw something and said something, no one was harmed, including him.
Imagine how badly that could have gone.
So badly. Really, really scary.
Yep. Wow.
But way to go on his family. They are heroes.
Yes.
I mean, nobody wants to have to call the police on your own family.
No, but
imagine
knowing this was going to happen and doing nothing.
Right. Imagine that. So, Billy Joe Cagle is in jail and being held and under federal charges.
Yeah.
It's a big friggin' deal. So he will likely not see the light of day for quite some time.
Nah, he'll be going down the road for that. That's bad. Well, I'm glad everybody's safe. Wow.
I know, me too. God, that's scary. You wonder how many people are out there contemplating things like this right now.
Right. Yeah. People get help. Knock it off.
Yeah.
Well, let's go back to Massachusetts.
Okay.
So there was an article that came out this week, yesterday, 2 days ago, about Karen Reed evidence that we're going to see trickle into 4 other murder cases. And one of those is Brian Walsh's.
Oh, wow.
So apparently the U.S. Attorney's Office produced thousands of documents. This was a part of the federal investigation into the Karen Reed case. And, that kind of ended with a whimper, right? Nothing really came from it.
Mhm.
Well, they have a bunch of discovery that a federal judge has now ruled that those materials can be shared with defense attorneys in 4 murder cases and a 5th case involving an accessory after the fact of murder. They are under seal, so they can't be shared publicly, but they're going to be disseminated with all of these other cases.
Wow.
And guess who is involved in that? Michael
I
Proctor.
can guess. Yeah.
Yeah, and others, of course, but right? Do we need an Massachusetts segment? Right?
We kind of do.
We kind of do. So here's the cases in question. Brian Walsh, which, as you know, Brian Walsh's murder case was supposed to be starting this week, and it is not because he's on a psychiatric hold currently, and they'll be deciding here in, I think, another week if he's fit to stand trial, or into November. They'll be deciding if he's fit to stand trial, and hopefully getting that trial underway if that's the case. Other cases could be Miles King, Sean Johnson, Giovanni De Los Santos, and Bianca Ciancio. So they are all charged with murder except for Ciancio. She is the accessory after the fact. So this is just an enormous amount of discovery being dumped that came from the Karen Reed trial. Well, not her trial, but from the investigation into the Karen Reed situation.
Right.
So, yeah, it's a complete mess. But so not only do we have all of this discovery from Michael Proctor out in the world that is going to affect a lot of different cases, now we have all of this other stuff coming in from the Karen Reed situation. It's wild. I can't even imagine what the courts in Massachusetts are going to look like for the next decade with all of this stuff.
Right. Because so many things are going to have to be reviewed.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's crazy. Crazy, crazy. Let's see. You had one more story. This was about Jay Sixer.
Yeah. We've been covering, we haven't covered them all, but we will. January Sixers who were pardoned for their actions on January 6th of 2021, and then who have now gone on to just commit more crime.
Mm-hmm.
And this is one of them, this guy right here. His name is Christopher P. Moynihan, and he is in big trouble for threatening to kill House Minority Leader Hakeem Jeffries.
Mm-hmm.
He wrote in a text message that the House Minority Leader must be eliminated. So let's see. There are several different messages. One message said, Hakeem Jeffries makes a speech in a few days in New York City. I cannot allow this terrorist to live. Even if I am hated, he must be eliminated. I will kill him for the future.
Oh, dear God.
So he was arrested in Clinton, New York, and is being charged with a felony count of making a terroristic threat by the New York State Police. And we shall see what happens with this. Now, he's not by any means the only one who has commit other crimes since being
yeah. The recidivism rate has been...
It's big. If you want to know about it, keep an eye on our Patreon, actually, at the end of the month, because that's what I'm doing my Patreon this month on, is all of them that we know of at this point and what they have done. So, when you pardon a bunch of criminals, they do keep on criming.
Yeah.
And we're learning that. I hope that it is a lesson for our country.
Yeah.
But you got to be real careful about who you pardon, because these folks have not really
some pretty terrible things have happened. Yeah.
Some people that are pardoned, really use that as a reason to change their lives.
Yeah.
A lot of these folks, not the case. So
yeah,
have to keep a close eye on them. But this guy is very scary. The police felt like these threats were very real. And that he did have intention to really carry out the murder of Hakeem Jeffries. So
I'm so glad they caught
We
him.
cannot
My
allow
God.
that.
Well, we cannot have any more political violence.
No,
My God.
we cannot have anyone getting murdered and any
No.
political person getting murdered. I don't care what party they are. I don't care.
No.
None of them should be murdered. This is not
No.
right. And yeah, right, Bethy, he wants to be a Rittenhouse. Exactly.
Yeah.
Well, he's not going to be because they are taking this seriously. So
Yep. Yep. Well, good. I'm glad.
there you go.
Seems like we have 2 thwarted shooters in our stories tonight.
Yeah, we really do.
Yeah. Well, you know who wasn't thwarted? This bitch right here.
Yes.
Kouri Richins. So we talked about this last week, that there was a filing from the defense who claimed that the drug dealer who sold drugs to her housekeeper, who then provided drugs to her, that the state claims were used to murder her husband. He, of course, died of a fentanyl overdose. That then that guy recanted and said, actually, no, I didn't even sell her any fentanyl. I only sold her oxys. And so, we discussed this last week, that this could be a concern maybe, or does the defense just have their hair on fire, as does happen, and so is it really a thing? So the state has now responded to that. And, essentially they said, well, first of all, so what? They said at that time, oxys were dirty anyway. And so it's possible that they said, as the defense likes to constantly point out, none of the drugs were tested. So we don't know if the oxy was dirty. But they also were pointing out that he made a very definitive statement about what he sold her when they arrested him.
Right.
And so basically they're just saying he's just, we're not worried. So here's a part of the transcript from the initial interview. They said, you sold Mrs. Lauber M30s, right? And Crozier is his name. He said, yeah, I sold her she knew what she was buying. Detective says, it wasn't like she was asking for oxys or something like that, and she got the M30s. And Crozier says, right, no. The detective says, so she knew there was fentanyl in those pills. And he says, absolutely. Okay. So that was the initial interview.
Aren't M30s a mix of, aren't they a mix? Fentanyl and an opioid?
I
and
think
another
they are.
opioid?
Yeah. I
thought
believe
that's what
true.
M30s were.
Mm-hmm. Oh, right. Dirty 30s, right?
Yeah.
Are M30s and dirty 30s the same thing?
I think so. Anyone in the chat, if you know, let us know.
Yeah. So anyway, they're basically saying we have substantial evidence. And he can say later that, now that's not what I'm saying was in those drugs. But they're like, but initially he did make that statement, and he's a low rent drug dealer. So who believes him anyway, when he changes his story. But again, they're saying easily, even if what he's saying is true, they could have been cut with fentanyl anyway. So they're not worried about it. They feel like this is just, they don't care. It's not affecting their case, in other words, at least they're saying. So now the other part of that is that the defense had said that they had withheld exculpatory evidence from them, and they're saying they absolutely didn't, that they have had this, and they don't know what to tell them about that. What's happening so often is that they're receiving so much data in these enormous dumps that the prosecution's having a hard time, or the defense is having such a hard time getting them all sorted out. And so they do come back. Yeah.
I didn't know John Pryor was representing Kouri Richins.
So then they come back and they're like, hey, this is a discovery violation. You never provided this. And the state's like, well, yeah, we gave you this 5 terabytes of stuff and it was in there. It's not a great system. I mean, for sure, it's not a great system, but it's what they have. The defense, their office can pay to have all of that information organized. There are programs that it can all be entered into that can make it searchable. There's things they can do, but it is an enormous amount of information, without a doubt. So they're saying, nah, they had it. They just maybe didn't know it. So that's what happened there. So we wondered how the state was going to respond to this, and that's what they're saying. But Dude's a lying liar from Liarsville, A. And they have the transcript, they have the video, they have everything from that initial interview, and he can come back now and say that he doesn't even remember saying those things, but they have proof that he did, so that's kind of where they're at on that. Yeah.
Interesting.
So, go ahead.
Well, we did have one clarification that Jess gave us on some of the questions we had last week, too.
Yes.
So we had been talking about how the defense was trying to subpoena the foundation that Eric Richins' sister started in his name in relation to, wanting to see all of their financials and stuff, saying that they paid some experts and stuff. And we were real confused about that.
Mm-hmm.
What Jess, thank you, Jess, explained, which makes tons of sense, is that this was to do with the financial crimes, because they would have needed experts to review the financials of the foundation itself, and that's what this is about. Because I was like, they're paying for experts like in this murder trial? No, this has to do with the financial crimes.
Yeah.
So anyway, that just makes more sense.
Yeah, that clears that up. Yeah. It also means that what the defense is crying about is just performative.
It is, yeah. It doesn't mean that they did anything wrong
Right.
at all.
Yeah. So you guys remember how she was trying to get her attorney to, in the walk the dog letter to her mother, she was asking
Yes.
her to have her attorney, Sky Hackman, not Hackman, Sky something, put white strips in an envelope and,
Yes.
Try and smuggle some white strips into the jail to her.
Yeah.
So there's currently an attorney in Idaho that has been arrested and now been disbarred for providing meth to the Aryan Kings.
Saw that.
And I thought, well, that makes white strips seem like just no damn deal at all. Isn't that
Right.
something? I also
Yeah.
want to tell you guys something interesting I learned about a distant family member, one of my husband's cousins, that's in prison long term for drugs. He's been there for a long time. He's still going to be in there for a long time, drugs and other things. But he has an elderly mother who's not been in great shape, and she recently had a fall and has had to move in with a kid to be, taken care of. And since then, her life is kind of, the stuff she was doing has kind of fallen apart. And something her kids have learned is that she's been providing her son in prison, this is in the Idaho prison system, $200 a week for a long time.
Holy
what does somebody
shit.
in prison need $200 a week for?
Drugs.
Yeah, right?
Gotta be drugs.
I am dumbfounded. I am truly dumbfounded. I can't even imagine.
And
But
why
I don't
would you give your
understand
son
the prison
in prison
culture.
$200 a week?
Mm,
Why would you do it?
I-
Yikes.
drugs?
Yeah.
Drugs. She's a former addict herself. But at any rate, right, contraband, right? There's no way in hell someone in prison needs $800 a month unless they're into some shit, right?
Yeah.
Am I wrong?
You're not wrong.
I mean, I know
I
the
don't
commissary
think
is
that-
fairly expensive, but
I don't think you could eat enough commissary snacks a week to
yeah, right. I was going to say, how many
spend
commissary
$200
packs
a
is
week.
he providing to other people so they don't touch him in the shower? I don't know. Just wondering.
Right.
Right. That's a lot of honey buns.
Yeah.
Yeah. Right.
Right.
What
And
is he
I
spending it
agree.
on?
Yeah, and I agree, Talra, that there needs to be a limit, because we've seen this before with celebrities that they have ungodly amounts of money
yeah.
in their commissary, and I think that there should be a limit of what they're allowed
Yeah.
to
Yeah.
have. Could be
Yeah.
for calls too, maybe. But my God,
Maybe. Yeah.
who wants
Jamie
to talk to him that
said,
much? I mean,
interesting.
never
So
mind.
that's why I wanted to start this conversation, because I wondered what you guys thought or what you know. Jamie said, I have a friend whose son is in prison and they have to pay for his medically diagnosed prescriptions. Do they?
Oh, man.
Interesting. Okay. Yeah, very
That
sad
is
situation.
rough.
Right. We know that cell phones get snuck in and out. That had to do with those guys that had the prison break last year and murdered those guys in Idaho.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yep.
Anyway, I'm still
Just
floored about this. Yeah.
Yeah. Me too. Yikes.
Well, I think that's what we've got. We covered all of yours, right? Yeah.
We
Okay.
surely did.
So tomorrow we have a special guest, which I know you are shocked because we never have a guest because there's already 2 of us. So, we just don't do guests very often, but we're super excited to have a guest this week. So tell us what we've got.
So, listener Carrie Witt, you guys probably recognized Carrie from the chat, has her own true crime podcast called Mad World, and she's gonna talk to us all about her new podcast and what she's doing and what she's covering and the way she's handling things. She's kind of got her own take on it. I think it's going to be really fun. Also,
awesome.
Carrie is an extremely interesting person and has done really cool things in her life. So she's got a lot of cool stories. So I am very excited for you all to get to hear from Carrie and learn a little bit about what she's doing over on Mad World.
Awesome. And she's a fellow Idahoan as well.
She is a fellow Idahoan, yeah.
Idaho podcast, yeah. So pretty fun stuff, yeah.
Yeah, so that's tomorrow at 3 p.m. Mountain.
Yeah, very good. All righty. Well, that's what we've got. So we'll be back at 3 p.m. Mountain. But until then, please take good care of yourselves. And we'll see you soon. This has been yet another production of the True Crime Squad.
Bye, everybody.
Season 6, we're back again. Kristi and Katie, your crime time friends. Stories, justice, laughs collide. True Crime Squad, come join the ride. Grab the clues, let's take a stand. For victims' voices, hand in hand. True Crime Squad, it's time to shine. Season 6, your turn, your time. True Crime Squad, where justice meets hilarity.